Hello and welcome back, everybody. Welcome to a STARCAST brought to you by Bisqit. I am homesick from work for the day, so I thought I would log on here and get some more videos up here on the YouTube, so you could review them, watch them, and do the deal. As I said, this is a STARCAST, so this is going to be another game out of Butters. This is going to be the third game that I've cast of him doing some ladder play, working his way out of the Bronze League, hopefully in the short term, and on up. So we'll see how he does. So here we have Butters. Spawning in the upper left is the blue Zerg, and looks like he's playing it against a guy named Dream and a red Zerg. So we got a ZVZ going on right here, and there's the nifty little deal. Alright, so 10 supply. We've seen, there we go, extractor trick. We've seen a win out of Butters. We've seen a loss out of Butters. I would say over the past 2 games, watching his ladder play, the biggest thing I can say that he needs to improve on is the resource, using his resources, not letting him pool up, and keeping the macro expos going. So he needs to expand more. So what it comes down to is spend a little bit more money, and yeah, manage his resources better. So we'll see if he does any better in this game. This is, I believe, Shakura's Plateau. I probably should look up like the maps before I start casting the game, so I don't have to like guess at which one it is. Because, yeah, I'm a pro and I don't really know all the maps by heart, just based on looking at them. So over here at a Dream, we got a pool going down. We got an extractor. Looks like Butters has a pool, no extractor. So we'll see how it's going. Is Butters saving up resources? Nope, he's using them. So let me do a production tab. We'll keep track of what's going on. So pretty similar builds are these guys. We got an extractor, so this guy's going gas, so maybe he's going speed links, but Butters doing a pool. Oh, and there's the extractor. So, pretty similar. Doesn't look like they're going for the fast expo. Butter's going to go do some scouting action, which is, I think, a very good call. I've actually seen him scout more and more in these ladder games, which previously he just didn't do at all. You might expect that out of Bronze League play. But yeah, I think him scouting is the right thing to do. It's the right step in the right direction, and we'll see if he reacts correctly. Alright, little defensive spine crawler coming out of this guy on one base. Overlord's running around scouting. Does he know where stuff is? No, but he's headed in the right direction. Alright, so he's finding out that he's up against the Zerg right now. Let's see what he does. Alright, just scouting, not producing anything. Pulling up resources, Butters. Pulling up resources. What you gonna do? What you gonna spend your resources on? Dream's got the spine crawler going down. He's got a queen out. He's got speed coming on his Zerglings. He's got a couple Zerglings on the field already, right? Yeah, he's got a couple. Overlord getting some more scouting information, and Butters creating some Zerglings, some Overlords. So just, you know, a couple little units, nothing crazy. He's got some Zerglings on the field. Let's look at army. Dream looks like he's going Baneling. So yeah, supply count's pretty even. And we got kind of even builds. Zerglings, if you do that, I mean, usually you end up in a mirror matchup build, and then it's all just about micro. So, I mean, that's the most common, I would say, that I see. But who knows in the Bronze League. So Butters going for the Expo. I'm not sure he has the army to support it. But, I mean, this is just a couple units. So we'll see. I mean, Butters has 4 Zerglings. This guy's got 6. Is that really the end of the world? I mean, if Butters throws down a spine crawler, that could take care of it. Alright, this guy hiding an expo down in the bottom right corner. Dream being a sneaky little beaver. And he's down there just hiding his stuff. We'll have to keep track, see if Butters has any idea that he was sending stuff down there. Zerglings going in. Looks like they're just checking out the ramp, seeing if he's going to do any sort of expo. Maybe they're going to pop in, see how the expo's going. Does Dream know that Butters did the expo? No. At least not yet. I don't know why Dream has a Zergling down here. Maybe he's like, maybe he'll do the same thing as me and be shady and do a hidden expo, but who knows. Alright, similar armies on the field. Dream has the Banelings. Butters does not. But Butters has the expo. So that's the big difference right now. Banelings versus expo. And both 1 queen on the field, similar drone count, so we probably have similar income. Let's see how that's going. Butters actually ahead in the income, playing here. We got a little baby engagement here. Butters just poking at the ramp. And Dream, obviously, Butters is not going to be able to take that down with Banelings up. So this Expo can't really leverage it. If Butters able to find it, he could easily take it out because, I mean, Lord knows that's going to be impossible to cover that distance unless you get extreme creep spread really, really quickly. This guy's going for lair text. Bring back up the production. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Production tab. That's what I was already on. And looks like Dream's doing the lair. Butters, mass Zergling. He's got 20 Zerglings on the way. Butters has a supply lead now, 35. Okay, but Dream's just doing something right now. Got roaches, some more drones coming out. So had it for a second, but it's evening out. Butters seems to spread his creep now. I kind of like this because it doesn't force the third queen for creep spread, and if you're gonna go macro hatch anyway, this helps spread the creep right between the two bases. So I kind of like this, actually. I really haven't seen it a bunch. I mean, keep me posted if this is something that's big in ladder play, but I actually really like it. If you're gonna put down a macro anyway, might as well use it to spread creep. Alright, so Butters, bunch of Zerglings on the field. He's got 17. His opponent has 4, but he does have some Baneling Roach. We'll see how effective this is. Ooh, Baneling hit. Ooh, very effective Baneling hits out of Dream. So, but Butters has Banelings of his own. Is he going to be able to take it out? I mapped that right. Yeah, okay. I'm making sure. With Zerg on Zerg, I kind of lose track of whose units are whose, and sometimes I'm like, this guy has Banelings, the other one doesn't, and I get it completely backwards. Alright, so a lot of units lost there out of Butters. I can tell you right now, that was bad for him. Yeah, I lost 1,100 resources versus 400. Butters' Baneling hits were kind of ineffective on a Roach, whereas Dream's Banelings hit a bunch of Zerglings and did some damage. Butters really needs to find this hidden Expo down here, otherwise he's not going to know what the hell. This guy's sitting back on one base and yet he's able to keep up with my economy. Butters keeping his mineral count low. This is good. Probably rebuilt a bunch of units. Bring back up the production. Defensive spine crawlers going down at the Expo, I would imagine. Yes, okay, this is good. And I don't even know what this is. Glial reconstitution. I wish I knew what that was. Is that Roach attack? No, movement speed of roaches. So that's good. Butters has the macro hatch, so he's going to be able to produce units a lot quicker at this point. But Dream has a little bit of a supply count, and his income is ahead. Because he's, well, why is that? This saturation down here is terrible, but I guess his saturation up here is pretty damn perfect. Butters should be able to catch back up in the short term. Let's watch this. Yeah, Butters is going to be able to catch up pretty quick. 26 harvesters to 23, 25 to 23. Butters should be able to hold his own on this. Alright, so a little engagement coming in here. Some roaches poking in on the Expo. Spine crawlers. Butters has roaches and Zerglings himself. Pretty good unit composition. Get that queen back there. Don't lose it. Need it for those transfuses on the spine crawlers. And Dream just poking in on the Expo, making sure he knows what's up. Alright, Dream putting down his third. Butters thinks it's his second. Okay, so he knows that. Butters does not know about the second or the third at this point. Zergling's right here though, so maybe he'll probably pop over and see creep spread in a second. Overlord spread across the map for vision. Really smart. I like this. They're just kind of hanging out, best buddies right next to each other. And yeah, what's going on here? Alright, so Dream going into putting down the Spire, probably going into a little Mutalisk harass action. Butters still sticking with Zerglings. Also getting some weapon upgrades out of Dream. Oh, sorry, I missed this little engagement. Roaches poking in, but Butters has enough roaches and some spine crawlers. Queen transfuse. Really don't see this falling to the army that he has right now. I mean, roaches can be good, especially with speed poking in, but I don't see it falling to this amount of aggression. Butters probably knows this is going on, you know. Yeah, okay. Hopefully he sees this, sees there's some creep spread going on, so he's like, okay, the Expo's down. Roaches are poking at my front door. But he's got the macro hatch, which is good. Supply count's pretty even. Butters putting down a Spire as well. It's going to be behind on the Spire. Does he have upgrades yet? No upgrades. Does he have Zergling? No upgrades. So Dream has the weapons upgrades. Spire's coming down on both parts. Income staying relatively even. Butter's actually a little bit behind because His saturation's terrible, but I guess he's got a significant harvester lead out of Dream. He's got 16 more harvesters, which is just complete oversaturation at the main, but what are you going to do? Roach is holding the front door down. Butters, how are you going to react? What is going on? You're pooling up a ton of gas. This is going to be good if you just have a bunch of larvae sitting around and you start getting out some mutalisks. But first mutalisk coming out on the field for Dream. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Units. And yeah, we got 37 Zerglings out of Butters, and we got 17 Roaches out of Dream. Butters has a stronger ground army, but he's going to be behind in the air. First mutalisk on the field. Where's that bad boy going to go? I'm going to go do anything immediately. So I think the Zergling's poking in on the Expo, so Butters, I think, knows that there's the Expo going on right now. Yeah, he knows of 2 bases, but he does not know about the third. Big army moving out across the center. This is almost all of Butters' army. Got the vision. Is he going to get surrounded on the Roaches? That guy was on move command. Got a couple free kills. Looking pretty good. This guy's got this Roach speed, though, and Butters does not. He's going to fall back, but you know what? What's he going to fall back on? Air. He's got 1 mutalisk. Nothing too crazy. I feel like that could be a really strong engagement still. No spine crawlers down. There's really not too much of a benefit for him to hole up in his base except for the choke on the ramp. Butters pulling back. Kind of smart. Did the aggression. Let's see what we got going on here. 6 mutalisks on the field for Dream. What is Butters doing? Butters is getting mutalisks as well as ground attack upgrades. This guy's getting air upgrades, so it looks like we're doing a strong transition into air. Butters, I think, is expecting some mutalisk activity as well, because he's getting some corruptors. Mutalisks just poking at Butters out of Dream. Still even supply count. Mutalisks coming into the Expo. No real air defense to speak of. A Queen's just going to go down immediately. Spore Crawlers getting dropped. Muta on Muta action. Who will come out on top? Is the Queen going to fall? Oh my god, 18 hit points. He can do some transfuses if he wants. Butters is going to survive this attack and push it back with the help of the Queen. Roach is at the front door, but Butters has a far superior ground army right now, especially the Speedlings. Get the surround on those maybe. Okay, a little micro back and forth, not getting too aggressive. But this guy's sitting on 3 base right now. Okay, more mutas coming out of Dream. Butters still sitting back. He's got the macro hatch, but he's only mining off 2 base. This guy's going to be mining off 3 full base now. Let's look at the income. Yeah, Dream has the massive, massive lead. He's got 43 harvesters, 23. So he has an epic macro lead, but Butters, I believe, has a superior army. He does 3,000 to 2,000 resources. Even, oh, well, Dream's catching right back up, though, so, I mean, this would be a good time for an attack. But, to be honest, I really haven't seen too many mistakes out of these guys. I mean, a little bit of back and forth, a little pressure here and there. Butters doesn't know about this hidden third. It would be nice to keep some overlords. I mean, just send some overlords over and camp on top of these expos and make sure, there's nothing hidden. But, yeah, I mean, no huge mistakes. We got good-looking armies. Butters is just getting crushed in the income war. Saturation on his expo is pretty weak, but he does have the army lead, so I can't be too hard on him. Dream doing infestation pits and putting down some spore crawlers. Army lead still strongly favoring Butters. Lower in supply, but not by much. Basically, Butters has more invested in his army, and Dream has more invested in his macro and his income, harvesters, and all that junk. And yeah, I mean, pretty diverse army. Got some mutas in here. What's he gonna and corruptors? So he's gonna dominate the air as far as the mutas. But what? No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted units. Yeah, Dream's got 7 mutalisks. Butters has 7 corruptors, 2 mutalisks. So he will crush the air, which is good. But this guy probably he does not have spore crawlers down on the ground. So he's really not defended against the air. If he can just keep enough to push off the ground, Butters has air superiority. The main is almost mined out, which is the only air defense. No air defense down here. He could take this out if he ever finds it. Some light harass going on here. Butters on a move command, getting pestered by some mutas, but the corruptors. Corruptors need to get in on that muta action. Pull him in. Nice. Good work. Corruptors take those mutas out. Focus fire the low ones. Okay, maybe not so much, but still completely dominating the skies. Butters low. 30 supply down, maybe 22 actually supply down, but a superior army. Ooh, you know what? They're actually armies are even at this point, so it's all about unit comp and micro. Not sure I like this engagement. Too much air support. No air support out of Butters. But losses on both sides. We got 1-1 roaches versus 0-1 roaches, so Butters wins in the upgrade battle. So many mutas, not sure the Corruptor's going to be able to take them out. Looks like the Corruptor's going to fall, but the ground actually, I think it was the concave on the ramp. Butters demolishes that, so looking good, pushing into the Expo. Butters down on supply lead, but nothing for the mutas right now. How's Butters going to react? Okay, 6 Corruptors coming out of Butters, 14 more roaches on the way. Really needs to get the air superiority so he doesn't have to worry about these mutas. And I mean, at this point, Butters is keeping his minerals down, looking pretty good. Supplies are a lot closer than they were a minute ago. Only 13 different as opposed to 22. If those Corruptors can take out those mutas, I think Butters has a really strong chance to make this competitive. He's going to be behind in the macro game because this third is just churning and burning. Look at saturation over here. Saturation's terrible here. Saturation's over here. Okay, mutas pushing into the main. Some spore crawlers down, scares them away along with some queen action and Corruptors. This is good defense. Butters should be able to do this. He transfuse if he needs to. Pushes the mutas out. Roaches at the front door, but spine crawler roach, and I think the upgrade advantage is still with Butters. 1-1. These roaches 0-0, so that will make a huge difference. And there we go. Butters going for the third. This is actually really good play out of Butters. Look at his mineral count. What did I say at the beginning? I said he needs to keep his mineral count low, not let things pool up. And look at this. He's down here low, doing expos. His opponent, over 4,000 resources pooled up. His income is crushing, but he's not taking advantage of it. Doesn't have macro hatches, is not building fast enough. And now Butters, I think for the first time in the game, actually takes the supply count lead. 115 to 106. And let's see what that is. That is entirely in the army. 3,900 resources invested in the army, not to mention, the gas is somewhat even, but versus 2,400 in Dream. This expo going down, probably the main getting close to mined out. Yeah, so this is about the right time that he can transfer drones over. Queen still getting their injects, looking pretty good here. All 3 bases that are up are getting injects. Spine crawler's bleeding a little bit, not ideal, but what are you going to do? Ground army pushing. Okay, Butters is going to spot these drones, take out some free kills, stop this expo. Lots of mutas pushing in. Not sure he's got the answer. Not enough Corruptors to take out these mutas, but completely superior ground army. So it's whether you pull back and get air support or just push in and hope you can do as much damage before these mutas can kill you. And looks like he's going to push in. Third pops up for Butters. Butters skipping over the expo entirely, pushing into the main, probably looking for some tech structures at this point. Queen goes down. No, Queen does not go down. But nothing to answer with these mutas right now. What is Butters doing? He's got 10 Corruptors coming, but can he survive? Spire going down. Beautiful push. Taking out the tech of Dream. How much damage can he do? And will Dream destroy this and counter? 10 Corruptors coming. Need that support to take out these mutas. Infestation pit goes down. I think that's what was there. Evo chamber working on an upgrade. And that looks like it's going to be it for the push. So took out the ability to produce air. I think that was actually a second Evo chamber because there's an infestation pit up here. And here comes the counter. This is really where it matters. Can Butters survive the counter of all these Mutalisks? Let's look at the units. 23 Mutalisks versus 10 Corruptors out of Butters. This is going to be the testament right now. These mutas can do some serious damage. Lots of spore, maybe not lots, but at least a handful of spore crawlers down, so that's good. Spore crawlers, oh, they were about to be built, but not really. Drones getting pulled off this expo. Butters way down in supply. Was that attack worth it? He was in the lead, but he did not have the answer for the air. Can these Corruptors, and I believe there's 10 of them, yes, 10 Corruptors, can they take out the mutas? Focus fire. Gotta focus fire. Take him out one at a time. This is probably enough to be one-shotting if you get your clicks correctly. Is it enough? Oh, it's so close. Not sure it's enough, but with that terrible amount of micro, it is. Oh my goodness, he's going to take it out. 10 Corruptors versus, what was that, 22 Mutas or whatever it was? Unbelievable. Repels the Mutas. This Expo stayed alive. How many units did he lose? Units lost are pretty even. I think he actually got a bunch of those drones out of there, so they were not wasted. Dream putting down his 4th, and what are they building? Dream is doing his 4th, 26 Zerglings and Infestors, so he's going more of a ground. That's right, because his Spire was taken out, so he is trying to dominate the ground now. Butters still has all his structures. He is still able to create whatever the heck he wants, and he is choosing to go for 1 Roach and an Extractor. Minerals are low. What is his income looking like? 31 Harvesters, not bad. Here's the transfer. Here's the transfer. That's why he doesn't have a lot of resources right now. Dream, 6,000 resources, but he is not utilizing. I would say right now, Dream is playing like I would expect Butters to play, and Butters is being a lot more aggressive than I thought he would be. I would suggest, you know, do at least a couple Mutas just to bug the crap out of him. Maybe take out some Overlords. But get your Corruptors over here, start poking at him a little bit. You took out his Spire, so you know he doesn't have, excuse me, Mutas for a little bit. Poke at him a little bit with your air superiority. He's got these Mutas, but I think 10 versus, what is this, 12? I think you'd win with Corruptors. Alright, some more Muta harass coming. I'm going to follow him right here. Look at the production tab. More Zerglings coming out of Dream. We got some Roaches out of Butters. Spreading his creep. Creep spread's looking a lot stronger for Butters. I will give him that, but he is down a base. He's got the macro, but he is down a mining base. And yeah, I mean, this is the story of the game. Butters is traditionally in this game just getting a stronger army, but he does not have the super strong income behind it. Honestly, I prefer it to what his opponent is doing, not spending his resources. But, I mean, right now Butters is 50 supply behind, and this Expo is just going to fall super quick because it is just super low. Corruptors should be able to take out a good amount of those Mutas, although I feel like there's enough Mutas he could destroy the Corruptors. Anyhow, Dream poking in. Butters is putting his Expo back down. I would say go for another one possibly at this point. Your resources are getting a little high. Gas is low. Yeah, so you need more income, I think, at this point. Let's see. Yeah, your income is atrocious. 200? What are you even doing? Your second... Your main's completely mined out. The gas is mined out. Second's doing whatever. Third is not doing anything. You have little to no income right now. Drones off the line. I mean, even long distance mining would be better than this. You need the income. This guy putting down his 5th. So yeah, it's going to be income versus army. Let's see how the armies are looking. Alright, Dream is now pulling solidly ahead. 70 supply ahead. I would say Butters had a really strong window there when the Corruptors were able to kick back the Mutas, and he wasn't able to build air. He had a really strong window to push in and do some heavy harass, but it looks like Dream has pushed back, macroed, I mean double expanded behind it, and yeah, he's got a huge supply lead right now. Looking at upgrades, he's got 2 attack on his Zerglings. Butters has 1 ground carapace on his Zerglings. Yeah, he's got some... What are the Infestors? There are Infestors on the field. Let's look at the units. Lots. Okay, so we got 4 Infestors on the field. Butters got 7 Corruptors, 15 Roach, 30 Lings. This guy's Dream's got 102 Lings. So basically that lead is sitting in Mutas and Zerglings. A couple Infestors, but nothing crazy. If you were to take out those Zerglings, things would be a little more even. Dream is completely maxed out now, and he's going for an engagement. Let's follow these Zerglings. He's sending in Zerglings alone, oddly enough. No real support behind it. Let's see who wins this. It's all about who gets the counter and the weapons. I mean, his Zerglings had 2 upgrades on the attack, so they just dominated. We'll choke on the ramp. Probably be able to hold off with those Roaches, especially with that kind of micro. But yeah, I mean, he's so far ahead. 100 supply in the lead. He's just checking to see where the Expos are. These units are completely throwaway. 25 Mutas on the way for Dream. So many resources pooled up. And I would say, even though he's not playing very well, he's just so much... I completely missed this, and I apologize. Muta's harassing the main at the same time as that Zergling attack, I'm assuming, and then falling back. That's what Mutas are key for. They are so fast, being able to just poke in, take stuff out, and run away. And now I would say Dream has a deadly lead. I do not see any way Butters can get back into this game. He would need to build, I don't know, a lot of Corruptors and a lot of Brood Lords maybe. The Infestors are going to be able to take out any solid pack of ground bio. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but maybe something tricky. I guess he's doing a second. Oh, that's his first lair because his main got taken out. That really hurts. Zergling's in here attacking the third, getting really solid surround on the roaches. These Corruptors just sitting around doing nothing because they cannot attack the ground, and so many Lings. I mean, Dream has 100 Lings, and he's just all in here taking out the third. Yeah, so that's the GG at about the right time. I wouldn't say that was an early GG because Butters didn't know exactly what was going on. Butters never found these two Expos. Most importantly, this one, because it's completely mined out. All those resources he didn't even know about, including a Spire. Okay, so I guess my overall comments for this would be Butters did actually quite well, in my opinion. He did a lot of the things that he needed to do. His army was ahead, and he could have done a little bit more damage with it early on. I don't know if you realized that. It's hard to know exactly what to do, but he did some pretty decent damage with his army. He had the army lead. He had the opportunity to win this because Dream did the macro expand a little aggressively, and in the end it ended up being the right move, but Butters could have punished him a little bit harder at the beginning. Also, I would say, I don't know, he should have expanded a little bit more because he just fell behind so much. I mean, he was 20 harvesters behind. His income was way behind. So the trade-off, I would say, is he had a larger army, which means he's going to be behind in the macro. If he has the army, he needed to utilize it more to punish the macro, to punish the expansions out of Dream. If he has that big army and he's not going to use it as well, he needs to macro behind it. So it was good. He pushed in. He did some serious damage. I honestly think the biggest mistake overall, if I could take a singular mistake, is when he had a huge army lead, but he didn't have an answer to the mutas, and he pushed in and lost his entire army. He did some serious damage in here. He took out the Spire, but he lost his entire army, and he fell behind in the army. And when he fell behind in the army, he was already behind in the income, and the rest is history. The rest of it just played out because he couldn't keep up with the amount of money that Dream had. And anyhow, those are my comments for the game. Overall, really nice play, I would say. I actually can see in this game that Butters is improving from the previous two, and I'll catch you guys on the next cast, and we'll see what happens. Peace!